Hello friends and neighbors, that's enough of that. I just wanted to show you a brief demonstration of how I play You Don't Know My Darling. It's a great old banjo song, mostly an instrumental piece. I'm sorry, I got something in my eye here. It's mostly an instrumental piece. I learned it from a recording of a great old banjo player, long deceased now, out of Piedmont, North Carolina, named John Snipes. So everyone, please, if you haven't, you gotta take some time, pull up John Snipes, You Don't Know My Darling, listen to that original recording, please. Okay, so that will help you learn the piece of music. I mean, don't just learn it from me if that's how you're first hearing this tune. Okay, so that's my source for the music. Man, John was real interesting. He played a banjo that had a factory rim and a hand-carved fretless neck. I guess he made the neck himself and put it in a rim. So, and he typically played more of your hoedown song accompaniment, down-picking style, what people erroneously today call claw hammer. Note that John Snipes did not refer to it as claw hammer. Anyhow, so he kind of departs from that a little bit when he does this piece, because this piece is all built around chord shapes and an intricate right-hand pattern. Anyhow, but before we jump into that, I want to show y'all the new old leather stocking merchandise design. This is really neat. All our t-shirts are 100% cotton. This is original artwork. I paid a working artist to make this for me. Really nice design. You can get this on. We got hoodies, we got long sleeves, we got kids clothes, we got coffee mugs, pint glass for drinking beer. We got all kind of stuff. So you can get this at our store. You can either go down just below the video. There's some links where you can purchase merchandise, or you can go directly to the link. That link is banjoheritage.org. Banjoheritage.org, all one word. And you can support us by purchasing some of this really neat merch here. Scare the hell out of the neighbors. Okay. So, and as always, if you want the tablature for this tune, go to this link up here. That'll take you to the Patreon site. That address is patreon.com/CliftonHicks. It's just a few dollars a month, and you get the tab for this and every other tune that you see me teaching here. Okay, friends, let's jump right into it. In the tab, I will show you chord charts. You're going to see a chord chart for every chord that I use, and I'll also show you my exact right-hand pattern that I'm using. It's a bit much for me to explain here on tape, so you probably wouldn't absorb it anyhow. So go to the Patreon site, become a Patreon member. It's very affordable. We've got well over 1,000 members. You get access to a private Discord group, Facebook group, stuff like that. Anyhow, okay, that's enough of that. So I'm just going to show you the chord shapes, and that's basically going to be it. So the tuning is gCGBD. I'm actually drop tuned down from that significantly, which is standard. Most traditional banjo players are always drop tuned. So all it is a series of chords, and I think it's like a, oh boy, I'm fucking it up, ain't I? Lord have mercy. You can tell I don't play in this tuning a lot. So C, then it goes to D, then G, and back to C. Okay, well boy. Let's show you the chord shape. So the first chord shape is the C. You take your ring finger and you put it on the first string at the second fret. And you take your trigger finger, put it on your second string at the first fret. That gives you this C chord that's going to be your home base for this. Doesn't matter what string you start off on. Doesn't matter what string you start off on. Start off on a string and get you a little roll and end on that. And it doesn't matter what string you end on. Just get a little roll going. And then you're going to go into your next chord, which is, I just do the same. I just do this, and then I reach down like this. So it's the same chord as before. This is the trickiest chord, but you put your middle finger on the third string at the second fret, and you take your pinky down to the first string at the third fret. That gives you, I guess this is some kind of D chord. Like a D7, or I guess it's a D7. I don't have any idea. So, then do it again. So, then you guess what? You're going to your simple G chord, which is you just move your middle finger over to the bass string on the 2nd fret. Back to your C chord. You don't know my darling, you don't know my babe. You don't know my darling, you don't know my babe. So all you do is get that, work up that little rhythm, and you start singing old-timey, you know, hoedown plantation verses over it. John Snipes in his recording, he just repeated, you don't know my darling, you don't know my babe. He did that over and over again a few times. I get a little tired of that. I start throwing in some other old verses that I couldn't even remember where I picked them up, but like, you know, come on boys, let's go to hunting. Dog in the woods and he done treed something. When your dog bark, he don't see nothing. When my dog barks, he done treed something. So that's the low part. You can have a lot of fun just picking that over and over again. But then there's a high part. So for this high part, I come down and I take my left trigger finger and I bar across the 5th fret. And I'm just going to bar the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings like this. You take your whole finger and just bar them. Also, whenever you bar like this, you'll notice that I hold the banjo like that between my thumb and my barring finger. You're going to need to practice putting your thumb like this. It's a different grip. Remember, we talk about the broomstick grip, which is where you're just holding it like a broom. But then there's the sort of classic grip, the classic guitar style grip, where you put your thumb down in the center of the back of the neck, and it gives you a lot more reach to do these crazy chord shapes. That's really important as you start working up the neck with these different chord shapes. So that chord right here, I think this is just a C again. I think that's just another C chord. So again, get you a little roll going, figure something out. Then you drop down to, I guess this is like supposed to be a, I don't know. But what I do is I drop down, I just put my ring finger down on the 2nd string at the 6th fret, and I put my pinky down on the 1st string at the 7th, and I'm just maintaining that bar with my trigger finger up there. That gives me this other chord. So I did. And then I just go back to that big fat G chord. And that's really all there is to it, folks. Hell, we've been going for almost 9 minutes. I'm going to end this video. Again, please head on over to the merch store. Check out the old leather stocking merch. I'm real pleased with how this came out. Please visit us at the Patreon group. Consider becoming a member there. We'd love to have you. And I sure hope you share this video. Give it a thumbs up. And leave us a comment. Leave us some questions or some suggestions down below in the comment section. Okay, everybody. Thanks for looking.